Yep, I just got my replacement SAM65. I got a little carried away with the volume and got my coil hot. I only did manage to ruin one of them. It you probably can't see it, but the coil got pretty dark. It just started sounding like the mid-range started having like a nasty crackle to it. It sounded awful. But it was just because I put too much power to it. I mean, I think they're rated at like 90 watts, the whole set, the component set. And the Recoil REA 600.4 is bridged on them, and it's like rated at like 260 watts per channel bridged. And with Recoil, that's at least that or more. They don't overrate their stuff. But I was pretty disappointed. They are awesome. They sound really good. They look beautiful. It's kind of a shame to bury it in the door. But the new one showed up, and which I was pretty tickled. I was able to get another one. I probably could have got a replacement set, but I didn't. It was my fault, you know. I'm not going to try to rip Recoil off because I got too carried away with the volume knob. And but fortunately, I just happened to be mentioning it to Patrick at Robot Underground, and I was just telling him how I burned one up. You know, I wasn't telling him like I was trying to get a new set, and he was like, "I have a sample set. I'll send you one of those." And I was like, "I'll buy it off you." I'm like, "It was my fault." You know, he's like, "No, it's all right. I got no use for it. It's a partial set. I'll just send you one." And I was like, "Well, at least let me pay the shipping on it." And he said, "Fine, $10. And but you know, that's the kind of service you get from Patrick if you treat him good. You treat him good, he treats you good. But there's a lot of mixed reviews on him, and typically it's somebody that's just kind of an asshole. I've always treated him with respect. I never try to beat his prices down because chances are his price is the lowest you're gonna find. He sells Recoil stuff because he's friends with the owner, and I guess you call friends. He knows the owner pretty well, and he actually goes over there and works for him. And his prices on the Recoil stuff is always cheaper than you can buy it off either Amazon or the Recoil website. I got this set for 120 shipped, and I think off the Recoil website it was like 128 plus shipping, so it was a better price. And it's an awesome set. I'm gonna do a review on it in the car, but even though you can't tell, the sound quality does not come through on a video on a phone, but I'll show it anyways. I just haven't got around to it. But he did not have to send me one. And the worst part was when he went to get it, apparently it was gone. So he went over to Recoil, got a set, and pulled the speaker out of it. That's a solid. But yeah, these things are it is their best two-way set, and you can tell they're just awesome. I mean, I just overpowered it. It's not the speaker's fault at all. Having a 260 watt per channel amp on a 90 watt component set, it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. I was just going to rebuild them. I've never rebuilt reconed a mid bass. So, but when Patrick said he'd send me one, I'll just put that off in case I burn up another one from being stupid. But yeah, I was pretty bummed out because they did sound great. I had the Recoil Echo Blues there, and they actually were really good. I mean, I didn't have to replace them. They sounded great. I actually put the 600, the REA 600.4 in when I put these in, and But before I swapped out the speakers, I ran the blues on that amp, and wow, I mean, you put a little power to them. I had like an old 50 watt ×2 amp on them, and they sounded all right. They just didn't really have a lot of output. But when I put them on that 600.4 bridged, those blues woke right up. It sounded great. I kept them. I put them all in the box that these came in because there's nothing wrong with them. I just get bored and like to switch stuff out. And when I saw Patrick do a review on them, I was like, oh, these things are gorgeous. I think Morale makes one using the same frame. And it's probably no better. I don't know. Maybe it is. But yeah, I bought the RPM 365 for my van, and that's their only 3-way set. They have a 265 version of it. That's a 2-way, but those are awesome. I was actually torn whether to buy these and a mid-range, because they have an awesome mid-range speaker that's like $90 or $100 a pair, but I just couldn't swing it at the time, and the 3-way set was the RPM 365 was 160 shipped, and these plus the mid-ranges would have been, you know, quite a bit more than that, 120 plus 90. So but the RPM ones are awesome. They sound just killer. But it's all, I tried them out, but I tore it back apart because I'm redoing my doors in my van. I'm eventually going to wall it, and but I built door panels, big ones. And they're going to be a 2-part door panel. It's going to have a sealed section and a ported section, because I just thought it'd be cool to port the doors, port the doors. And I have pretty good size cavity there. It's like 1.25 foot, 1.25 cubic feet door panel. I'll do a video on that too. But the sealed section is going to have the RPM 6.5 mid bass, and the ported section, that's going to be like I don't know, I can't remember, 1/2 cubic foot. And then the ported section is going to be like 3/4 cubic foot. I bought the better Recoil subwoofer, the Echo Pro. It's an 8-inch Echo Pro. That's a pretty sweet looking sub too. But I'm mounting that sub in the door with the 6.5-inch mid. Like I said, they're going to be separated, and the little subwoofer is going to have a port in it. I'm going to port it fairly high. Like, I'm going to tune it to probably 50 to 60 hertz, because it's not going to be on there for bass. I got my 15s for the, the actual bass, but I wanted a front stage that had, some nice kick to it. And it's going to be a 4-way system, basically 8 speakers. I have the Dayton 8-channel DSP, so it's all going to be the little subs will probably be run from 50 to 100. The 6.5s will probably be like 80 to, I don't know, 150, 200. The mid ranges in my new pillars I built, the little 3.5-inch mids will be from, who knows, 200 to 4,500, and then the tweeters will take over from there. So it should be pretty awesome. And I just bought the Recoil 1200.4 for the doors, because that thing is a beast. Bridged at 4 ohms, it puts out over 1,000 watts per channel. So 1,000 watts times 2 at as a 4-channel, it puts out, I don't know, 300 something per channel. And so that's going to be running the doors. And I'm getting Recoil DI 550 but that's going to go in my car because that's a Class D. It doesn't run as hot. And I have that REA 600.4 in my car, but it's a Class AB, so it runs hot or warmer, and I'm having heat problems in my trunk. So I'm going to put the DI 550 in my car and then put the REA 600 in the van, and that's going to run the mids and the tweets. It's a bit overkill for that, but headroom's always good. So I'll have my 8 channels. That'll be pretty sweet. But I just wanted to show the SAMs off. They have this beautiful little gold tweeter too, and some really nice crossovers. I mean, for $120 shipped, you cannot beat them. I mean, you really can't. They are awesome. They'll run with really expensive, you know, 2-ways. Not real expensive, but like the ones from CT Sounds or any of those brands that are $300 something for a 2-way set. These will run with those all day long, no problem, for like half the price. But anyways, I'll do a video on the van progress and show off the updates on the car, because I've done a lot of updates to it since my last video with the 212s and stuff. All right, later.